Good morning, Tom and Grisafi, ATI ProMedia, coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee, from RFD TV studios. I will be sitting in for Scott Shaladay on the Cow Guy Close. I will be hosting. Got a great group of guests. I could tell you what's going to happen in the show, but we're just going to have to wait till 1 o'clock to watch that. I can tell you what's happening right now in grains, and it's not that good. It's not going to make people happen, but this is today's news today. Front month corn's down 5, D's down 3, seeing some selling in beans, rains in Argentina. Little outside market news, nothing too crazy. But one interesting stock, and we could talk about it a little bit, is Snap. With that, we'll bring Snap down 30%. We'll bring Connor in the show. You're going to see our colors are off. And what's funny is we're both using the exact same equipment, exact same cameras, exact same backdrop. But yeah, what a difference yellow lights above me make. Yeah.
You've been getting a lot of sun. What's the temperature in Nashville?
Yeah, I went to the tanning bed, to the fake bake. Yeah. I tell you what, as I watch the TV right now, they have RFD TV above me, and they're talking right now live about the Ag Economy Barometer from Purdue University in the CME group. And
Yeah,
that'd be something that would be nice to talk about before tomorrow's USDA. I'm going to write that down, Ag
let's
Barometer.
do it.
With that, my friend, what do you got for news for us? Talk to us.
I got something. I was looking at Nevada primary, right? Yesterday we saw it, and Nikki Haley, she lost to none of these candidates, Tommy. Meaning
I
Trump
Yeah.
Trump wasn't on the ballot and she didn't win. So I think it's a pretty clear signal who the Republican nominee is going to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it needs to be talked about. Some people don't want to talk about it, but Tucker Carlson out in Russia. I mean, I woke up to the
Yes.
same news. Nikki Haley and Tucker Carlson's 2-hour interview. I mean, you're one of the biggest names in TV. You work at Fox, you get fired, let go, however they do it over there. And then all of a sudden you just go on your own. And what's happening is shows like this, we're no Tucker Carlson, nor are we comparing ourselves to. I mean, Connor B,
Are we going to have
Tucker
Putin
Carlson.
on here soon or what?
No, no, no. But the way people are consuming information, like we could see how many people are watching this. We know how many watch after. Of course, people are always able to ask us a question, and people are consuming information and content different. And the major networks. I'm at a network right now. The way information gets distributed is changing, and I think it's a
Absolutely.
very that is one interview I'm probably going to watch. And I what is the truth? That's what people are trying to find out, right? So if corn's down 5, what's the truth? Why is it down 5? And maybe you could let us know what's going on with as we come into rolling March into other contracts. What are you hearing on corn?
Yeah, we should bring up some charts, Tommy, if you're able. Just looking at that
Yeah.
March corn price rate. USDA reports Friday. Uh, USDA report Friday or Thursday, excuse me, and we have CONAB numbers out Thursday morning. I'll pull those estimates up as well. And so pre-report, right? Historically, the Feb WASD, we're not talking, it's not a huge market mover, but we are seeing positioning in front of it. And the other thing we have is we have that South American crop that continues to come online. So, okay, looking at what we got here, March soybeans,
Hmm.
right? As you can see, March soybeans sitting at 11.85, Tommy, down 14 cents right now, breaking below where you have that support line at
The
11.95.
next one's, yeah, that one went through it. Next one's 11.55, and that goes back quite a ways. And yeah, not as much fun to talk about corn and wheat and
No.
beans as cattle. Let's look at a corn chart real quick. Want to look at March
Yep.
corn a little bit?
Yeah, where we at?
This is a daily. Yeah, it's loading up here. Let me get her loaded up. We have fallen off the chart. We had these. I'll draw a support line where we had a support line at right here, but we've since went through it, and we're just breaking out to the downside. And let's look at. You could talk about that a little bit, but let's switch over the D's because
Yep.
as we are in the now that is an old line I drew a few days ago. We're just piercing that. There are so many people hoping, not that that's a marketing plan, but there's a lot of people hoping that this line holds, Connor.
Yep. Absolutely. And so we'll get a little color tomorrow and we'll see. But I think we did that live show the January WASD, and we were talking about those support lines, and they were much higher than where we are today, unfortunately. So
Yeah, and we do have crop insurance level right now.
yep.
It for how much what the market did yesterday. was kind of thinking we'd be up a little bit, but the market doesn't care what I think, right? Zero cares. We may hey Brady, we may I give you a little tidbit on Scott the Cowgate today. We may give Connor B a shout out in the Krispy Kreme index, and
Oh, we're
so
getting Luke. If you're watching, we're catching some momentum.
yeah. Yeah, so there's a chance if I could remember my lines. Brady, you are the guy who's going to make everyone happy with what's going on in cattle, and I will pull
Before
up
you
again.
jump there, yeah,
Yeah,
can you pull up a wheat chart too? I'd love to look at a wheat chart.
yeah,
We're at Chicago
KC.
wheat, KC wheat. We're just
Yeah,
dancing on that $6 level,
Right.
trying to hold 6
this
with the
is
moisture.
KC.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
we've
Here's
received some
Chicago.
moisture here in pretty good moisture across the plains. So that $6 level, we might be getting to harvesting, hoping we had that back in our hands again.
Yeah, the we've spent so much time, guys, in nice profitable territory that we're um, everyone's seminars and stuff. A lot of times they use the word profit or they talk about how to make a profit, but the truth is, if we continue at this pace, we're going to help people manage losses. And with the United States deficit at 34 trillion, it sounds cool to call your software profit or say something profit, but that's not really what's going to happen. This is why I know that, because so many farmers and ranchers had a chance to make a good profit in 2023, but they're still holding a lot of that corn in. They paid a lot for fertilizer and they're going to sell this corn at a much lower level. I'll just throw out a number. Thurlson ethanol right there in Castleton, North Dakota, 384 cash corn today. And that is
Mm.
old crop corn that probably had a cost of production at 550, 525 to the farmers. So,
So
yes, sir.
get that quick math. That's a 50 under basis, correct?
Yeah, yeah, that was 50 under. Yeah. And
Gosh.
the basis gets a little better as time goes on and there's carry in the market, but I don't know how much you want to hold that. Now, of course, a lot of people said they would deliver grain in the March time period, but they might have set the basis and not have the flat price set. So a lot of talk about that on various shows.
Right.
Um, a-
And
a- any other wheats or anything else you guys want to look at, or we want to go to cattle?
Let's jump to cattle. April live cattle, if you guys are
I
done
can do
here.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Got the cattle charts have a couple gaps above them. April has a gap at 190
Hmm.
up there. Been in a nice retracement here, 62% retracement off the lows. Great to see that.
I'll show people what we're talking about on that 190 level. This is a continuous line chart that I have,
Mhm.
but that's about what that would look like. So it's not.
A
Is
little
that
more
when
room
that
up.
report? Is that when that report came out? When we just gapped lower and went? Are we trying to
Oh,
still fill that in?
yeah, I can't. Let me look when that what the
Yeah.
October level. Yeah, I think that was in October. Yeah, that October cattle on feed report we gapped lower that next
And they're like, oh,
Monday.
the cattle come from Texas or Mexico or somewhere.
That was the
Yeah,
gap.
feeder cattle, real quick. Which month would you like there?
Let's throw
This is March.
April or March would be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
March feeders have a gap on them. I think one more up there.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's April.
And I imagine with what you do, you're getting busy now with people looking at hedging and insurance and what are my choices and
Exactly. It's
uh,
been a busy
yeah,
couple weeks with LRP and stuff. I've got one graphic I want to add on the cattle side of things. Just
yeah,
looks the
yeah,
option. I'm going to throw it up.
yeah.
It's an overlay. This is from the CME Group website, and the yellow bars are puts, open interest across various strikes. We might not be able to see with that ticker on the bottom there. But those are different strikes across the spectrum for puts on April cattle. And you can see there's a lot of puts at 180 and a lot at 170. And on the call side of things, the blue bars, that's open interest on calls on the April contract at 190. So we talk about that gap at 190, and we got a lot of open interest at calls at 190. If we get to 190, things will get a little exciting there, I think. But
Yeah, that's very interesting. And I gotta say, from the hog perspective, they are not participating in this cattle rally. So maybe the cattle are on fire, but
euphoria.
hogs, yeah, are not talking about it. There was some news out of the McDonald's CEO or CFO talked about why they just can't keep down the price of food. Uh, and we'll talk about that more in future episodes. I may have just given you a little hint of what we're talking about on today's show. Hey, wrong show. But with that, guys, we have a couple questions. I'm going to get back to work here. Doesn't need to be the world's longest show.
okay.
We do have
Hey,
some volatility in grains. Yes, sir.
yeah. Only thing I got, Tommy, real quick is let's look if we want to look at South America. Number one, we've been talking about dryness in Argentina. They caught a monster rain, right? That central part of Argentina caught a huge rain right there. So no more talk of dryness and heat, in my opinion, there in Argentina. They're going to have enough precip for a little bit. Other news out of there, just a tidbit I just popped in my head was Melee, right? We a month ago, he got elected libertarian. He was going to make sweeping reforms. He put this big omnibus bill where he had everything. I think everything he wanted to get done, he put in one bill and was going to push it through. It got cut down. It got denied. So we'll see what that means for Argentina.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So other thing, we'll keep this short and sweet because we'll talk CONAB and WASD tomorrow, but we'll have the live WASD numbers at this time Thursday. So as we can look, the only thing that jumps out of me with the CONAB estimates is going to be soybean production, right? January, they're at a 155. Average trade estimates is going to be in that 150. On the high range is 153. So on the high estimates, we're still dropping soybean production in Brazil. In my head, what I start thinking is what happens if they come or if they happen to raise that estimates. That's where we could see fireworks with those CONAB estimates.
Yeah, that's interesting. I do have one tidbit. I'm going to pull it out of left field, and this made my jaw drop. This morning when I was watching Bloomberg, they had the former Fed governor of St. Louis talking about election predictions. And this kind of goes back to the whole Tucker Carlson interview and everything else. Anyway, they have a way, and I think he now may work for BlackRock. So he was a Fed governor, but now he went back to the private sector. If you ask a normal person who you voting for in this election, they don't usually tell you the truth. But what they're doing is going to the seediest places of the internet and running polls. And those polls have been right since Trump, Clinton, and then Trump, Biden, right? And President Trump lost. And now we're going Trump, Biden, it looks like, right? And so they are placing these polls in the weirdest places of the internet, and that's how they're extracting the truth. So to tie that in with the show, what is the truth? Why are markets moving? You got to go to a really weird place on the internet where people tell you their honest opinion. And I can't stop thinking about it. I mean, I think about a lot of things and a lot of stuff comes out of my mouth, but that's it. Did we get Luke's comment up there?
Yeah. He made a comment about that.
TV by proxy.
Yeah. Television by proxy. I'll take it. Luke, you're getting a shout out today.
All right. So we'll have a special after show. Tommy's going to talk about the dark places in the internet. So tune into that one.
If it's the reliable source to get the truth, and it kind of makes sense, guys, because when you look at networks, they're run by ads, and that the people paying for the ad would like you to talk about their agenda. So if you could go ask a question where there's no ads, you actually get a little honesty, and that's interesting. The other way to do it is ask a kid. You can go ask, you have little kids, both of you. You can go ask a little kid something, and they will totally tell you the truth.
Dead,
right?
They are dead honest, whether you want to hear it or not.
Yeah, awesome. Well, let's hear from how do people get a hold of us, Brady?
Check us out every day live at 9 here on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can also listen to us there. Contact us 1-855-737-FARM or email us at info@atipromedia.com. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, guys. I'll try not to hit the tanning bed too hard here in these yellow lights. Hey, special tomorrow, 9 a.m., of course, then 10:55, we're going to go live for the report. See you guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.